that AC-130 is entering your airspace at this time. Out.
Hello there and welcome to another video on iRacing. Welcome to Le Mans for the IMSA Sportscar Endurance Challenge. Today this is a 2-hour race that takes place at the Le Mans 24-hour layout. It includes GT4 cars and it includes LMP3 cars. I am driving in the Porsche 718 Cayman GT4 and I've qualified myself in position number 13 in class, 32nd overall out of 39 cars that total this grid. The green flag is out, which means the race can start and we move ourselves through the final 2 chicanes to make it to the start-finish line. There's a bit of pushing and shoving going on around here. I'll lose some momentum on the exit. I'll lose a position or 2 before the first chicane, but hopefully there won't be an AC-130 that is going to take me out of this race, just like that happened a bit earlier on in this week, and I showed you in the intro. We make it to and through the chicane safely this time. There is no need for rushing. Lost 2 spaces, but there is 2 hours to make them back up, and hopefully then some. Up ahead someone is struggling with cold tires. As you can see, the white car on the right hand side has spun off and went through the gravel. Give him plenty of room to rejoin the track safely. As on the left hand side here there is a white and pink car on the side as well who has spun off. Going to the back of the first chicane, a couple of people outbrake themselves with the cold tires. I decide to take it really easy through here and not taking any risks whatsoever in this opening phase of the race. Lifting a bit early here as the number 21 car comes right back through. It's the guy who spun off a moment ago, has passed us down the inside of the second chicane here at Le Mans on the opening lap, which is totally fine. We'll probably manage to get him back later on as some melee happens again on the right hand corner here. One of the LMP cars has been in an incident right there and he's now in the middle of our pack, which can be quite distracting for both parties. They're a lot faster through the corners but not really over the straight, as I get looked at by the number 39 behind me. He's trying to see if he can make it through here on the right hand side. There's not really anything going through the Porsche curves here. At the end of lap 1, a little side-by-side action up ahead. A battle ultimately won by the 21 car as he barges the 14 out of the way just before the chicane. I'm trying to follow through, but there's not really overspeed that I have to park it ahead of the 14 before the second chicane and final corner comes up. We end the first lap in position number 14, as you can see on the screen right now, closely following the 14 and being followed by the 30. On the second lap, I am going into the battle with the 14 cars. I find more momentum going on to the straight here, pass him pretty easily along the right hand side of the first bit of the straight, but he manages to get some slipstream on me, of course, through the rest of it, and puts this car right back on the inside for the next chicane. This is the kind of racing you're expecting to have here at Le Mans, long straights with slipstreams, and thus I'm trying to see if I can get some momentum to get him back at the next chicane, but the cars behind us actually have a better double slipstream going on, and one of the Mercedes cars, the number 16, is actually pulling alongside both of us into the chicane for a very nice clean pass on the inside, taking 2 positions in one shot. Going through the right-hander here, the 14 slows up and I manage to find an outside gap here on the left-hand side and pull alongside of him going onto the straight. and I'm trying to see if I can get alongside in the draft on the side of the car, maybe pick a little bit of a slipstream from the 16 ahead of us. And it kind of works out here. As you see, I'm getting by before we are at Indianapolis. I am well and clearly ahead of him. At the end of the lap, there is another incident that's gone on as the number 31 in 6th position has spun off and crashed. Sadly for him, that's a free position for me as I can try to get on with the race and catch back up to the 16 car ahead, which is actually what I'm managing to do at the moment. Because as you'll see onto lap 3 here in the first chicane of the long straights, he has lost it on the left hand side here coming out of the chicane. He crashes his car into the wall and he needs to be towed back to the pit lane for sure. At least it's gonna cost him a lot of time there. A lap later, we're moving on to that very same straight, approaching the chicane later on as the 30 car is in my slipstream and is trying to close the gap on me in the slipstream. As you can see, he's doing quite well at it, and he is going to pass me down the right hand side going into the chicane, making me lose a position again from 11th to 12th. I give him all the room he needs to brake for that chicane, as cannot really do too much about it. It's a too narrow piece of track to do something. We'll try to make it work on the slipstream of the next straight and see if I can use a bit of momentum to get right back by him again. I am on the inside, but he is a little later on the brakes as I also lift. There is a car on the left hand side that has gone off, and the 30 also goes off afterwards. He was probably distracted by that, and we get both these positions and move into the top 10. Over the next 2 laps I managed to pull away from the cars behind. I was actually catching the car ahead as well, but I did cut the chicane a bit too much, and now I needed to drop a second of lap time over the next 30 or so seconds, which I didn't quite manage to do before the next chicane, so I had to do it in the next chicane, and this actually cost me so much that the number 30 got right back by, and that was crucial for what is about to happen next. As you will see, we're going into the Indianapolis corner. The number 30 car, who's now ahead of me, actually makes a mistake under braking, goes too fast into the corner and goes off, and as he comes back on, this happens. I smashed right into him. Despite my efforts to pull left, it wasn't enough, but I got the meatball flag because the car is damaged, and at this point, I'm not really sure how bad it is, but you'll see at this point, the car doesn't turn left anymore. And I smash into the wall again. This is a stupid situation, but we're really close to pit lane, so I'm gunning for it now. And upon entering the pits, the car still didn't turn left. I cut the pit entry corner, meaning that I'll also have another time penalty because of that. The damage was pretty serious, as you'll see. It's about 12 minutes of total repair time that is necessary to get me back out there, which I am gonna take. There is an hour and a half left, but let's look at the replay. Not really a lot of wrongdoing by either one of us in my opinion, but you can let me know what you think of it. After a lengthy repair, I would rejoin the race in position number 14, and believe it or not, there are people that are behind me in this race as well. We are still on lap 7 with about 12 minutes of delay, an hour and 20 minutes to go. I'm not going to bore you with the rest of this race because not really a lot of stuff happened, except for one thing. The car number 14 that has just rejoined the race, he is behind me even a couple of laps. He's just rejoined after having an incident as well, and I'm passing him down the left hand side here at the long straight, as you can see. But by the time we got to the braking zone, he thought his tires were as warm as mine, and in the braking zone, he misjudged everything and smashed right into the back of me, despite trying to let go of the brakes for just a moment to prevent this. That didn't work out. So that was pretty much it, except for the number 5 car ahead of me that has spun off on lap 19. I managed to avoid him by going over the escape road on the right hand side, which gave me another time penalty. But I would eventually finish the race after about 25 laps in position 13. I was 3 laps down at this point, as the leader did 28 laps. Yeah, a race to forget from, let's say, lap 7 onwards, and a question of what could have been. If you're still here watching, thanks a lot, and I hope you did enjoy it. See you next time. Goodbye.